In the winter, gardeners are looking at seed catalogs and all the beautiful colors.
And quilters are looking at floral fabrics.
Keep watching. Hi, it's Donna Robertson.
And Fran Morgan with Fabric Cafe.
Do we have a garden of gorgeous fabrics today?
Just full of bloom and color. What's our first quilt?
All right. So the very first one is called Illusions, and this one is in the book Modern Views. And let me show you how easy it is to put this one together. It's one of those one block wonders. Every block is identical, but by changing the colors and using a little bit of each color in the center of the block and a little bit of each color in the outline, you get this gorgeous mix of beautiful flowers, kind of like an English garden that has all those beautiful flowers in them.
Yes, it is gorgeous. It almost looks like a watercolor painting all put together.
Absolutely, gorgeous fabric. So this particular one is our number one that we've selected, and that's going to go here. It's also going to go in the center of some of the blocks, and it will be in the border. So we've really spread the color out all over this quilt. The number two, we take the number 2 and 3 and we compare those, and then we continue on out to do your sashing around each one of the blocks. Super simple and fast to put together. This one is called Blooming Watercolor 8022581. Illusions is the pattern. It is from the Modern Views book.
Our next quilt is called Ashford Square, and this one is so much fun because it has a big half square triangle here that creates this great movement across the front of the quilt. Just love it. And then we have a little focus block here that borders our focus fabric. I love it. Let's check out the fabric. This is so me. I have to say that.
You know how much we show fabrics, and it's so funny because we fall in love with almost all fabrics, but then I know what it's like, and Fran has just drooled over this particular one.
I just think this fabric is so much fun, and I love the movement, and I love the kind of 60s retro look a little bit that it has, or something like that. And you can't see it on this part, but there's a part back here that has a big butterfly on it somewhere, and I don't even know where it is, but trust me, it's here, and it's so much fun.
It's a big butterfly.
It is, it's a big butterfly, I love it. So this is our focus fabric, and it's gonna go in the center of all of our blocks here, and then it's also gonna be used in the half square triangle, making that great movement across the quilt. Now our number 2 fabric is this kind of a light sagey green, and it picks up all the greens in the focus just perfectly. That is our background. It'll be a half square triangle, a little bit in the border here, and then this great raspberry.
Look at that perfect.
It just coordinates so well. So this is going to be the border here. So this will be against this, and it's going to look great. And then on the border as well. Now, as a nice treat, we have a lovely image on the screen of how this is going to look in this fabric combination. Absolutely love it.
I love it.
Turned out great. We have an alternate pattern, so just to kind of mention to you, whenever you buy one kit with us today, you can choose any pattern for free, or if you get 3 kits, you can bypass the pattern and get a free book. So this particular pattern, Ashford Square, is in our book Quilts in a Jiffy. But if you get just one kit, we're going to give you the pattern Park Place. And the special treat is we are going to also show you an image now of what this fabric kit looks like in Park Place. And as you can see, it is so much fun. And I love it. Any 3 yards works in any pattern. And as you can see here, it works equally as well. So it's just super.
All right, you know that our customers love, love, love being able to see the images, and we have many, many more images on our website. And if you go to our website and you just click on the fabric image where we're showing you the kit, and you go to the second page, over on the left there's a whole row of things like swatches of the fabric. And if we have an image, we've put it up there, and we're trying to get more and more images up there.
So I know it really helps me visualize, and it's really fun to just go and like have a virtual quilt show as well.
That's right, right.
So it's great. All right, the kit information on this kit, the name is Freeflowing Florals, and the number is 8022582. And once again, that was the Ashford Square pattern from Quilts in the Jiffy, or the alternate is Park Place.
Now this one is called Easy Street, And you know, sometimes there are combinations of colors that just really sing to me. And I love the way that they have, the designer of this fabric has taken the gray and added it to the pastels and then put the background of gray here so that it is just so cohesive. And it almost looks like the sunshine coming through the clouds on one of those spring days when we're getting a few spring showers and you might have a little bit of a gray day, but oh my gosh, you'll have pops of color.
I just
love
love this. This is a very pleasing, soothing color palette.
It is. I love it. So our number 1 fabric is going to go right here. Our number 2 is this yellow, and it is a very kind of a buttery yellow. Yeah. I really like that. You can see that it has a little bit of a gray undertone to that as well. And then you've got your number 3 fabric. It's going to go here and here. And I would like to show you how fun it is to make these blocks. Now we're using a tossed fabric. It's not directional. There's no right way or wrong way to do that. On these particular one, we do recommend if you have a directional fabric that you make half of these squares with your fabric going one direction and then make the other half with the fabric going the other direction. You'll do a strip assembly that's super simple and easy. And so I'm going to show you how you'll be doing this. So one of your blocks is here and here. And when you make this one, what you'll do is you will start off by making a strip assembly like this with the 2 colors. And then you will add a piece on the side and you get this block.
Oh, easy.
Isn't that easy?
Yes.
Okay, now on this one, you're going to do the exact same thing. So you have your strip assembly is here and here, and then this is your added piece on the side over here.
That is great.
And then when you put these together, you're going to have the borders on the grays are going to kiss right here in the middle. They'll just go kissing right there. Where these 2 are going to go to the outside edge, which causes a little kissy over there.
It almost looks like this is floating in the middle of that.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
So it's
Very
so
simple.
much fun and easy to do. Now this one is called Floral Promenade. It's 8022347. It's Easy Street Pattern from the book, Easy Peasy 3-Yard Quilts.
Awesome. Our next quilt is called Balance, and I love this quilt because it kind of has this neat little movement here, like almost like the blocks are stacked together, just balancing there so perfectly. And we've got some fun pieces and parts. Let's check them out. Okay, I love this fabric.
I do too. It's just so sunshiny and bright.
It is. Talk about spring day. Now the balance pattern is from our book Quilts on the Double. And we're going to show you very quickly just how to put this block together. So the first thing we're going to do is to build a strip assembly. And as you see here, what we have is, I'll just pick this up. We have 3 strips of fabric sewn together. And as you can see, we're just long strips, selvage to selvage here. Very, very simple. Now from this strip assembly, we are going to cut, I'm going to put this over here so that you can see this a little bit better. We're going to cut a unit from the strip assembly. Okay, very simple. Then we're going to add 2 strips to the side. So we're basically we have our strip assembly as our building block, and then we're adding from there. So it makes it a very easy block to put together. Now I have some finished blocks here. We're going to lay these up on the quilt so that you can see how darling this is going to be. So here, let me turn that around so that it goes upside right, because that's so important to me. So we've got these here and here, and then here's our big rectangle, and then our small rectangle. And you can see this is going to be just darling.
It is precious.
I love the color combination. It is spring day right here on the surface of a quilt. Just love it. All right, let's check out this quilt kit. So we have our yummy yellow, and as you can see, it goes in the center and on the border and binding. Then our number 2, just a nice, perfect kind of warm yellow, very soft. This will be our background. So, and then of course the Sweet Daisies will be bordered with the green here on the blocks and then on the border here, which I like it because it gives it this nice little pop of color. It really helps frame that. So really very, very sweet. So the name of this kit is Sunny Blooms. The number is 8022583. Once again, the pattern is Balance from the Quilts on the Double book, and our alternate is Urban Chic.
Well, you know, any 3 yards will work with any one of our patterns. And this one is just a different style fabric and everything, but isn't it gorgeous? I love it. So this would be our number 1. We're going to use the same pattern. We'll put this in the number 1 spot here. We're going to do the number 2 will be everywhere you see the polka dots right here. And so that's going to be a really good solid background for the blocks to pop. And then, oh my gosh, isn't that gorgeous?
Yes.
So this will be around each one of the squares where you're using this fabric.
Love it. Now this one is a last chance, isn't it?
It is a last chance. So if we just told you about this quilt and you're like, oh my gosh, like we were when we saw that, then you'll want to hop right over there and check it out. We only have 4 of these kits left, and it is called Floral Frolic. 8022584. It's the Balance pattern, and it's from the book Quilts on the Double. Now that's only available in Quilts on the Double, so we do have a suggestion that you use Urban Chic as your alternate pattern.
Our next quilt is Lickity Split, and this is a super, super fast quilt to put together. And we've got just a nice focus here, number 2, and our number 3 fabric as the sashing. This is going to go together so fast, and we have some beautiful florals for you. I love how large these florals are, and I love putting them in a quilt because what it does is it kind of gives you a peekaboo effect when you use a large floral, which I think is fun because even though this is large, you're going to put it in the block, and our number 1 fabric here will go where the kitties are, and it's just going to, like, the flowers are peeking around the trellis, and I really think that's so much fun. So beautiful floral here. Number 1 will go where the kitties are. And then the number 2. Now this is basically a mimic of this, just in a different colorway.
Oh.
So it's really cool, and it will go everywhere the blue is. And then we're going to give it a nice frame with our beautiful purple. And as you can see, it's going to coordinate just so well with both of these florals fabric. That will go here on the sashing and on the border.
Have you ever thought about how a garden has that cohesiveness of the green and then all the flowers? You have a profusion of colors. And have you ever stood in a garden and looked at 2 flowers and said, y'all don't go together? You know, it's that cohesion of the green, and it's just so bright. And that's what makes me think of this, is how gorgeous a garden is with that cohesive green. And these are the same greens that are in here.
They are.
It's just different flowers planted.
It's just different flowers. It's just beautiful. Now what's really cool is we have a beautiful image on the screen for you so that you can see how this is going to go together so well. And it does just look like you're peeking through the window or through a trellis to see the beautiful floral garden. So just love it. Now our kit information on this one is Elegant Florals is the name of the kit. The number is 8022585. The pattern is Lickity Split, and it is from the Fast and Fun book.
So we have another example of how any fabric will work with any one of the 3-yard quilts. So Fran had the big, bright, bold flowers, and I'm going to put the little diminutive pansies. Aren't they cute?
They are.
And so we've got the same exact print, just like in Fran's, only these are the small pansies. The exact same fabrics, and we're going to put the number 1 in the number 1 spot. We're going to put the number 2 in the number 2 spot, and the number 3 will be that lattice work or the borders and the sashing. So this is pretty cool, and this is made with strip piecing, and it's designed perfectly if you have directional fabric or if you have a tossed fabric. Yes. So if you're looking for a pattern that's good for directional fabric, Lickity Split is the one. Now this is Pansy Patch 8022586. Lickity Split is the pattern. It's from the book Fast and Fun, and this is another last chance. There's only 4 of these remaining, so check it out.
Our next quilt is Topsy Turvey. Now, Topsy Turvey is a fun one because this is another one that is just a single block that is made over and over again. And you know how that speeds things up so much. So let's put it on the table and let's get our cropping tool out and check it out.
You know, Topsy Turvey is one of those patterns that's been in our lineup for the top 10 and top 20 patterns since you first wrote it.
Oh my goodness.
Long, long ago in a galaxy far away. That was, oh my, probably 2008 or 2009.
Oh, wow.
And it's continued to be in the top.
Yeah, and it's such a fun pattern and it's really easy to do. And let me show you how this block is built because it's actually very, very simple. So what we have here is we will start, let me do this. We're going to start with a strip piece. So we'll have this, the number 1 fabric and the number 2 fabric. We're doing a strip piece and then we'll cut our units. And then we're going to do a second strip piece here. This is from our number 2 and number 3 fabric. We'll sew those together and cut a unit. Then we sew these two together. Now, so simple, it's going to go together so easy. Now, what's really cool is this block is made over and over, and then we're just going to turn it so that it gives you a different look. So let me crop this one out, and you can see it's exactly the same block, just turned a different way.
Therefore, Topsy Turvey.
That's right. Now let's look at the fabric kit for this because this is darling, and you can see here how beautifully it makes up. So very, very sweet. And our number 1 fabric are these really sweet vintage roses here with all of the little blues and purples added in. And that will be everywhere you see the larger piece here and on the border. And I love it on the border here because it really gives it a nice life on the edge.
You know, I think this pattern has been popular because of the fact that this one actually has 4 borders. Is that right? 5. Oh, it has 5 borders. And that's kind of unusual for us, but oh, so much interest.
It does. It really, really does. And it frames the center so well. So then our number 2 is this wonderful yellow, and it picks up all the yellows and golds here. Now it is our background, and then 2 of our borders here. And then this great green that picks up so well all of the floral colors here. And that will also be this little block in the little block in the block, and then our border and binding. So this is really, really sweet. Really, really like this one. The kit information on this one is Precious Blooms. The number is 8022305. The pattern is Topsy Turvey, and it's available as an individual pattern or in our book, Quilts for Kits.
Now, we're always asking y'all to tell us which patterns are your favorite, and I can't tell you how many people have told me that this is their go-to pattern when they need to make a quilt in a hurry, and it's a super fun and friendly pattern to make. So let's put that on the table, and we would love to hear from you. What is your favorite pattern? Yes. What is the pattern you go to when you're ready to quilt?
This is a go-to for me as well.
Absolutely. So we're going to have our focus fabric. It is just one big block. Why don't you give me the cropping tool once again, and I will show you how simple it is to get this. And it kind of looks like it's offset or something the way that it's put together. But it's just a simple, simple square of fabric. We do this a lot, and it's a super place, and I named it Picture Perfect because I thought it would be really cool if you like to embroidery. Then you could do this, you could put embroidery, you could do applique or something like that.
Oh, that's a great
idea. And then
idea.
you frame it with the 3rd color. So I had actually listened to customers saying, do you have a quilt that would be good for using for your embroidery machine? So this is the pattern that I designed whenever they were telling me what they would like to have. So we're going to put our number 1 fabric here. We're going to put our number 2 fabric in the center. And that's a number 2 fabric is perfect for picking a light color that you could do something else on, applique, etc. And then the number 3 is here. You're going to put it as the border.
This is really, really pretty. Once again, to me, it has that vintage feel.
Yes.
And I really like that. That's gotten so popular lately.
It has. And look at this gorgeous color
It just
coordination.
matches perfect. Yes.
I really love that. All right, this one is called Graceful Bouquet. It's Picture Perfect, from the book Quick and Easy 3-Yard Quilts, and it is 8022587.
That's awesome. Now we have one more. We're using Picture Perfect for that, and this is a last chance kit. So there is a limited number, so let's be sure. And if you like this one, be sure and go on and get it quickly. I love these greens. The greens is just so gorgeous. Our focus will be in this big block here. And then look at this number 2 fabric. Is this not just sweet? You know, we had a donation quilts video not too long ago, and we talked about doing quilts that were encouraging for people that were maybe healing from something or were in an accident or anything like that. And I think this would be a good one for that as well, because it has all of these encouraging words.
Oh, yeah.
And that's going to be in this here. And then it's perfectly framed with this jade green here, and you can see it coordinates so beautifully with both fabrics. And it will be, of course, on the borders and then on the borders here on the outside of the quilt. So, so pretty. So this one is called Peaceful Botanicals. The number is 8022588. And this is the Picture Perfect pattern from our Quick and Easy book. Now, if you're looking for a little day brightener for your winter gloom that we're in the middle of right now, I think we had some beautiful kits here. Be sure to jump on because we do have limited quantities.
And also remember, we just have a couple of weeks until Christmas. Now, we ship fast. We usually ship same day or next day when your order comes in. But we know the post office is getting busy, so place those orders soon, please.
Yes, it's Fran Morgan
and Donna Robertson. Thanks for joining us.